Thank you for watching the Solid Sports and Gaming channel. I'm Troy West and thank you for joining me once again for another presentation of the Solid Sports video blog. This is episode 56 and today's date is September 15th, 2018. Thank you so much for joining me. Of course it's Saturday. Not a lot to talk about today. Just getting ready for week 2 of course of the NFL. I give you all my picks. MLB update. Talk about what's going on in baseball, the NL races of course, and American League of course. Everybody separating themselves, pretty much know who's going to represent in the American League playoffs. NBA, I do my top 5 point guards. My top 5 point guards of course of the NBA, because the NBA season starts pretty soon though, even though it's not a lot going on in the NBA right now. But just in a few weeks, the NBA season will start. Probably about a month from now, I believe. About the 15th or 16th, the season will kick off. Preseason should be about to start soon. Also, a big fight tonight: Canelo versus Triple G. The rematch. Of course, the first match was a draw, which everybody was so upset about with that decision. But they'll see who will be the victor tonight, as them two will throw hands tonight. That's a big fight. And also a couple of good college football games on today. But we're gonna start with baseball, of course. In the American League, of course, like I said, you already know who's going to be. Boston already over 100 wins. They still continue to roll. In the Central in the American League, the Indians are pulled away. They should be wrapping up their division sooner than later. In the West, a little bit more uncertainty. Oakland still have a chance to catch the Houston Astros for first place. Seattle is falling completely off. They're pretty much out of it now. And the Yankees are another contender for a wild card as well. Like they still about 9-8 games back of Boston, so look like it's going to be the A's and the Yankees in that wild card game. But Oakland is also caught up with the Yankees as well, as they could be at home for that game. So still a lot of baseball to go, but the American League pretty much know who's going to be there. It's just about positioning now. In the National League, a little bit more uncertainty. My Braves though got a little cushion. I think they have about 6 games on the Philadelphia Phillies, who struggled of late. So like I said, I'm real excited about my Braves. And the Central is the Cubs. The Brewers still fighting in there. So is the St. Louis Cardinals. They're also a contender. And in the West, it's a 3-team race, but Colorado right now is in control. And it's the Dodgers is right there. Arizona Diamondbacks have struggled a little bit. I think they're about 4 or 5 games back now in the West. But they are the contenders in the National League. A little bit more deeper and uncertainty out there than in the American League. Pretty much got your 6 teams. Well, 5 teams. Excuse me, that's going to represent in the playoffs. National League is about still 8 or 9 teams still fighting for a realistic shot at making the postseason. So, but every week, like I said, I touch on it or something happened unusually. I give an update, but not really a lot going on in baseball right now. Probably start looking at who I think will win the MVP and compare it to what I predicted, which I think I'm probably completely off for what I predicted. But we'll probably talk about that next week. Let's go to the NBA. Like I said, not a lot going on in the NBA either. Of course, the off season, as soon as free agency starts, you see all the moves and everything. But then once everything settles down, which it has, it's nothing really to talk about. But I'm gonna start doing a list every week. This week we got top 5 NBA point guards. I do probably shooting guards next week. And then I'm just going to do forwards and centers. So basically 4 lists, which should lead us up to the season. And I'm going to do just like I did the NFL, I'm going to do a NBA preview who I think will make the playoffs, who will make it to the finals and all that. So in a few weeks, just look out for that. But to start with my list, let's start at number 5. Number 5, Damian Lillard for the Portland Trailblazers. This guy's just consistent. In that tough Western Conference, he leads the Blazers to the playoffs every year since he's been in the league, pretty much. Very dynamic scorer, but also underrated point guard, true point guard. He passes the ball pretty well as well. Definitely the best player of that team. Sort of hinted that he's going to leave Portland, which I guess you can't blame him for so much, but he said the Knicks, so that's why I'm like, well, you might as well stay in Portland. But maybe he could go to New York and draw some other people there. But Damian Lillard makes my top 5. He's at number 5. Number 4, Kyrie Irving of the Boston Celtics. Of course, he ended his season hurt, and Boston still got all the way to the Eastern Conference Finals. But this is what he's done in his career so far. A little injury prone. You know, that's probably his flaw. He always have some type of injury every year, but when he's healthy, he's definitely one of the best ball handlers in the league for sure. And also an underrated point guard, pure point guard, but he definitely can put the ball in the hole. He had his moments scoring the ball. Of course, I always remember that 56-point game he had against the Spurs a couple of seasons ago. And of course, the big shot he made in the finals 2 years ago that gave Cleveland their first ever championship. So Kyrie Irving to be comes at number 4. Number 3, Russell Westbrook. And only why for real he ain't number 1 for me because like I have my definition. Everybody have a different definition of point guard. I'm more of an old school guy as far as what kind of point guard. I like a guy that can distribute the ball first and score second. But of course Westbrook, of course, is the main scorer on the team. He does everything: assists, triple doubles. So he does everything for the. Of course, you heard about his injury. Well, his procedure that he had on his knee, so he won't be ready for the preseason. But he expected to be back for the regular season. But this guy, always hungry. He never takes a play off. This guy just gives 100%, and that's why I respect about him too. He's one of basically my favorite players in the league right now. Like I said, only why he's not higher because of my definition of a point guard. I think he's more of a 2 guard that has point guard responsibilities. So Russell Westbrook number 3, definitely probably argue he's probably the most talented person on this list, unless number 2, Chris Paul, to me is probably the last of the Mohicans with the pure point guards. I always say he reminded me of Isaiah Thomas. I didn't see a lot of Isaiah Thomas. I'm too young, but I have seen old games about Isaiah Thomas. He reminded me of Isaiah Thomas. He can score the basketball if he wanted to. He could average 20, 30 points a game if he really focused on just scoring. He's a good scorer, but he's definitely an orchestrator and runs the offense pretty well. He always puts people in the right spots. He elevates any team that he's on. And like I said, only why he's not number 1 because it's hard to deny this next person number 1 just because of what's been going on the last few years. You probably already guess who it is, but Chris Paul, Houston Rockets, definitely high on this list. He got to be, like I said, really if you take pure point guards, if I was doing a pure point guard list, he'd definitely be number 1, period. It would be no discussion. He's probably the last point guard left that still plays old school style of game. So Chris Paul number 2. Number 1, like I said, I probably hinted it, Stephen Curry. Can't deny him. Number 1, of course, 3-time champion now. Back-to-back champion. Best shooter ever already in his career. Just you can't deny him because of the accolades. And he's an underrated point guard too. He passed the ball when he wants. He's more of a scorer though, just like most of these point guards on this list. But you can't deny what the impact he has on the game. He can explode for 50 points at any time, shoot threes from anywhere on the court. So he has to be number 1 on my list. So we're gonna recap. Like I said, point guards are so deep in the NBA. So a lot of guys can put on this list. John Wall, I struggle with putting him on the list with him and Damian Lillard. Because John Wall to me is close to a point guard. I think he's a pass first guard overall, but he's still a scorer. Ben Simmons, he's young, but he's an upcoming point guard. It's a lot of guys, man, you can put on this list. So, but they the 2 that pretty much almost cracked my list. They got on here. But like I said, number 5, Damian Lillard. The Portland Trail Blazers. Number 4, Kyrie Irving of the Boston Celtics. Russell Westbrook comes in at number 3, in my opinion, for Oklahoma City. Chris Paul, number 2, Houston Rockets. And Stephen Curry, the champion, is number 1. on my list. So that's my top 5 point guard list. Like I said, next week I do shooting guard. So and they involve James Harden and others. So that position sort of I wouldn't say watered down, but you know that position is pretty bit phased out. Pretty much this is only hybrid forwards and point guards like now in the NBA. Centers has been phased out. Power forwards has been phased out. Like I said, when I was watching basketball, first watching basketball, every position had a certain role and a certain thing that you do. You know, now it's like, you know, everybody just, if you can shoot, you get on the court. Period. So positions are almost phased out in my opinion, but I'm still gonna try to break it down position by position. So just tune in next week. I have a list together of shooting guards. Alright, we finally gonna move on to the NFL. Week 2 continues. Of course, Thursday night game was AFC North showdown. Bengals and Ravens. Ravens, of course, fell short. Ravens, they just fell asleep at the wheel to me. Wasn't ready. First half they played lackadaisical. Second half they played a lot better, but I think they was too much deep of a hole. Cincinnati, like I said, Cincinnati looked sharp. They look good. They look motivated. They have the talent to compete, but we'll see what happens. Their schedule will get a lot tougher, so we'll see what happens. But wasn't a real surprise. I picked the Ravens to win the game. I admit that. Just thinking that alright, this is a statement game, but they fell short. And then they schedule will get easier even. They get Denver next week, and then Pittsburgh after that. So both of these teams will be tested. But Cincinnati off to a good start. Pittsburgh got a little. I don't know who Pittsburgh play. We're about to see right now, but I think they don't have an easy game this week again, even though they tied Kansas City. Yeah, that's who they play. So that's gonna be a tough game. So they definitely could lose that game. Cincinnati, no matter what, though, will be in first place. No matter what after this week, because Cleveland also was tied with Pittsburgh last week. So, but that division gonna be interesting. In the NFC South, interested in the NFC North. Well, pretty much every division has some intrigue right now, but those are the ones that's gonna be real hard to determine. Probably gonna take all year long to figure out. Alright, so let's get to my picks. Like I said, you still can play picks. You can pick it with me. You're a week behind, but you still can play. Last week I went 9-7-1. Of course, the tie was the Browns and the Steelers. So I won 9 and picked 7 wrong. Picked 9 right. So I gotta do. Hopefully, I do better this week. But let's get to it. First game here: Browns and Saints. Browns on the road. I think the Saints gonna bounce back and win this game. I think it'd be another sort of high-scoring game. I think the Browns will be able to open that offense up a little bit more. Saints, to me, their defense was what made them contenders. But if their defense looked like it did last week against Tampa, I don't see the Saints getting far. They might still win this as well. Actually, I'm starting to, even though it's after been 1 week, I'm starting to lean towards Carolina for some reason. I'll explain that when I get to them. But if the Saints defense don't look good, I'm leaning towards Carolina winning this division instead of New Orleans. But we'll see if the Saints defense can bounce back. But I still think it's gonna be a high scoring game. But I got the Saints winning though. Chargers, Bills. Chargers, enough said. Bills look so bad, and then they started Josh Allen this week, the rookie. Chargers had a bad loss last week against Kansas City, sort of changed perception about them a little bit. But I think this is definitely a bounce back game. They win easily, I think, over the Buffalo Bills, even on the road. Colts at Redskins. This is an interesting game when it comes to certain things. The Colts, Andrew Luck, can he elevate them again, get them in the playoffs, or get them to compete? Redskins is one of my sneaky teams. Like I said, I think I mentioned them in my NFL preview. They got, Alex Smith is not no pushover. He's not a scrub. He can play. So they're going to be competing in games. Adrian Peterson looks like he's found himself again. So Redskins not no pushover. Their defense a little bit suspect, but they got talent there. So wait 1 second, I'm in my wrong screen. I think I picked the Redskins though to win this game. I know I picked the Saints for sure. I ain't had to look at it for that. Yeah. Let's see. Yeah, I picked Washington to win. See, this list is different. But yeah, I think the Redskins will when they're at home. I think the coach is not talented enough. Like, I don't see the coach really doing a lot. So I got the Redskins winning that game. All right, now my list is a little different. So I'm gonna start from the top here. I'm at my picks and pick 'em list now. And I was talking about the Panthers, Falcons. I went back and forth about this game. This game probably the toughest to me to pick. Falcons at home, but they red zone offense looking so bad. That Thursday night against Philadelphia a week ago, but they got the 10 days off, so I was like, well, maybe I should take Atlanta. I just been going back and forth about this game in my head, but I'm gonna go with Carolina. I just got a feeling about them this year. And like I said, now I got a feeling they might win this division. Especially if they win this game, then it really opened my eyes. And the Saints look the way when the Saints look, their defense. I think Cam is motivated. The Falcons to be like they're the team like they knock on the door, but never could break through. And that's how I felt about them last year too. I wouldn't be shocked if they win this game. Like I said, I've been back and forth. I was with Atlanta probably till yesterday. I changed my pick to Carolina, so I'm gonna go with the Panthers to win this game. I think this is sort of like a statement game in NFC South. They win this game to me. I feel like they will be contenders in this division and might even win it. Falcons 6-point favorite though, so I picked a lot of underdogs this week too. But I got Carolina winning. I think it'll be a close game. I think the Panthers will pull it out and win. I did Bills Chargers already. I did Browns Saints. Vikings Packers. This is an intriguing game. Packers 1-point favorite. Will Aaron Rodgers play? Who knows if he does? If he does, I get the Packers a chance. They at home. But if they start Deshaun Kaiser, no disrespect to him, I think the Vikings will put the vice grip on him, force turnovers, and win the game that way. And Kirk Cousins, he has his flaws, but he can throw the football. Diggs and Thielen on the outside. So, gotta look out for that. But that injury to me, it's significant. I think the Vikings win this game, though. I think the Packers probably get them back when they play again in Minnesota. But I'm giving them this. Even if Aaron Rodgers play, I'm going with Minnesota. Just think, now that knee got to sit, that the drilling is gone, I think Aaron Rodgers is going to be a little bit limited. And I have him in my fantasy team. I'm benching him this week. I'd rather, even though Ray say don't play Russell Wilson, they say it's a bad week for Russell Wilson, but I believe in Russell Wilson, so I feel more comfortable starting Russell Wilson in my fantasy league. But anyway, I got Minnesota winning on the road. Both teams 1-1, 1-0 going into the game. I've been forgotten to mention the records. Texans, Titans. I got the Texans winning here. Titans to me didn't look that good against Miami. Mariota going there hurt, so they said they might play Blaine Gabbert. So there's a lot of factors going against Tennessee, even though Tennessee at home. I think the Texans bounced back. They went to New England. New England makes anybody look bad. I think Deshaun Watson to have a better game. I got Houston winning this game. I did Colts Redskins already. Chiefs Steelers. A game that I mentioned. Steelers, of course, with the tie. Chiefs 1-0. Steelers though 5.5. I think that's high. Kansas City offense looks sharp. The defense is they flaw. And that's probably why a lot of people picking Pittsburgh to win this game. And that's what I'm going with as well. I just think they can't afford to go have a loss. I think they bounce back. I think Antonio Brown had one of his monster games. But I think it's going to be high scoring though. I think the Steelers pull it out. A high scoring affair. Probably both teams probably in their 30s. And I think Pittsburgh will win though. Dolphins Jets. This is a sort of an underrated game. Both teams 1-0. Dolphins, of course, won last week at Tennessee. Jets, of course, played on Monday night, destroyed the Detroit Lions. I like Sam Darnold. I think he's the real deal. And I think Jets being at home, I think the crowd will be excited because of what Darnold did. Like I said, I don't really believe in Miami. That's why I wasn't shocked that they beat Tennessee, but But I mean, I have them second in the East, in the AFC East. But I just think because Tannehill is a veteran and everybody else is young, like you got 2 rookies starting with Donald and Allen. But I think the Jets at home. I think they win this game. I think when the Jets go to Miami, Miami might get them back. But I got the Jets. I got a feeling about the Jets. I think the Jets win. Buccaneers Eagles. I got the Eagles winning. We'll see if Fitzpatrick continue to play the way he played. But I just think Philadelphia defense is a much bigger test for him. I think he'll come back down to earth a little bit. And they don't have a running game, so I think Philadelphia will be able to key on him and focus on him. Nick Foles, I think he plays a little bit better as well. Even though the Buccaneers won, they defense didn't look good either last week. They gave up 40 to New Orleans, so it ain't like they played 100% well. But I think the Eagles just this is a game they should win, and they will win as defending champions. So I got Philadelphia winning. Lions 49ers, underrated game as well. Maybe because the Lions look so bad. 49ers goes with the height with Jimmy Garoppolo. I think they're at home. I think the Lions still try to lick their wounds for what happened to them last week. I think they'd be more motivated though. I think this probably be a closer game than a lot of people think. So I think San Francisco will win it, but I think it'll be close. Cardinals Rams, got the Rams. Cardinals didn't look that good last week. They looked worse than I thought they would look against Washington at home. I watched that game on TV last week, so I seen them up close. I don't like the way the Cardinals look. Sam Bradford looks bad. Probably gonna go to Josh Rosen soon. Rams, like I said, they my Super Bowl pick. So this is a game they should win. Simple as that. They Gurley have a monster game. Hopefully so for my fantasy league. And the Rams win it at home. Raiders Broncos. Raiders smell bad to me. I just don't. I think they go have like a 5-11, 6-10 season. Just something about the Raiders. I just don't like the vibe at all. John Gruden, he this is probably his process of rebuilding or strip the whole thing down. But I don't like the way they look. Denver defense is still respectable. And they're at home. I think they put the clamps on the Raiders and win. I got Denver. Probably the biggest game of the week, at least in my opinion. New England on the road against Jacksonville. Of course, this is the AFC Championship rematch. Patriots 1-point favorite, which is, I guess, just about right. I respect the Jaguars, though. I think this will be a tight game, but I think Brady will make one more play. Blake Bortles, can Blake Bortles surprise us and make a play or so? Leonard Fournette is questionable, so we'll see. I think they need him for this game to get by. If they don't have him, TJ Young is good, but I think if they had both of those guys, I think that would give Jacksonville a better chance. But we'll see here. Game time decision, I believe, for the Jaguars. But I got New England winning. And a close game. Big game. Like I said, to me, biggest game of the week. Can the Patriots chop up this Jaguars offense? And of course, the intriguing matchup is Jalen Ramsey against Rob Gronkowski. So, and I have Gronkowski on my fantasy team, so I'm still going to play him. I'll play him unless he get hurt. Like, he's the person you just play no matter what. I had a monster game last week, so this will be an interesting game. Probably, I wouldn't be surprised if we see somebody get into a little tussle, a little fight. Jaguars, they ain't backing down. So we'll see. But I got New England winning this game. I think the Jaguars still not quite ready yet. I think they got to take another loss like this to motivate them a little bit more. Blake Bortles got to take a step forward. So until then, and New England just continue to just win no matter what. Like, they lose everybody. They got injuries. They got problems. Elements still ain't back yet. Barely had no receivers. Can't name pretty much no receivers that they have other than Gronk. So, and Brady just continued to do it. So, to Jacksonville win this game, though, I have definitely a different perspective of them. But I just can't go. I can't go against New England. I just can't. Patriots win in a close one. To me, this is not that big of a game, but because of the markets, because of the brands with these two teams, Sunday night game, New York Giants at the Dallas Cowboys. But I think the loser of this game is in a lot of trouble to go down 0-2. They both 0-1. Speaking of the Patriots and Jaguars, they both 1-0. Just if you didn't know, I'll be forgetting to tell you what the records of the teams are. But I like the Giants in this game. I just think they're gonna go down there. I think Beckham make a few big plays. Saquon Barkley probably make a play. Dallas to me, just the offense other than Zeke, you know, Dak, I like Dak Prescott. I think he has potential, but he just don't have it right now. And then you don't have nobody to really help you around you. You know, Zeke will have to have like a monster game, like carry them. Like I'm talking about 100-something yards, 2 or 3 touchdowns. I think for Dallas to have a chance. If you don't have a game like that, I don't see how Dallas gonna score. So Giants offense a little shaky too. Eli a little inconsistent. But I think they'll score enough. I'm saying like both teams probably like the high teens, low 20s for a score. But I like the Giants in this game. Giants, Cowboys actually a 3-point favorite. I think that's too high. I think the Giants should be maybe a 1-point favorite or something. If I had to guess, if my feel of the game, that's what I would have. Seahawks Bears. That was our last game, which is Monday night. I'll talk more about this game in my Monday morning football hangover, which is a new segment I do every Monday morning live right here on YouTube. So I talk more extensively about this game then, but I am picking Seattle to win that game. I just believe in Russell Wilson. A lot of people write Seattle off. I believe in Russell Wilson. Bears look good though. Bears looked good last Sunday night. They choked the game away though, but it was Aaron Rodgers. But I think Russell Wilson. I think what's going to happen is my opinion of this game really, and I'll talk more about it Monday. I think the Bears going to try to blitz and rush Wilson. He going to make some plays out the pocket. It's going to hurt the Bears down the field. Even though they got injuries, Doug Baldwin's not there. They picked up that linebacker that's in trouble though, with the market trading or whatever it is. Basically the felony that he got, but he don't have to be sentenced to January. So, and the league didn't suspend him, so they picked him up. So to help on that defense. But I got a final score here because I got to give a final score because it's basically pick them. You know, that's the tiebreaker. So I got Seattle winning. It's tight, but I said 23-20. I really hate predicting scores though. I really do. But that's what people want to know, which score will be. What's the score will be? But that's what I got. I think Russell Wilson will make a big play. I think they hit him up a couple of times, but I think he's gonna make a big play too because they're gonna be too aggressive. He's gonna take advantage of it. So I got Seattle winning that game. So that's it for week 2. They all the games. Like I said, join me Monday morning. We'll talk about it. I'll be live on YouTube sometime Monday morning. I say around 9:30 Monday morning. I'll get on here and talk a little football. Talk about what happened Sunday and what's to come Monday night. I'll get more deep into that game. So that'll do it this week. Not much more to talk about. College football today though, Saturday. Of course, I'm more of a casual college football fan, which I admit that. The 2 big games of the day is Ohio State TCU. That's a late game, 8 o'clock locally. So check that game out. I think Ohio State will win though. And Auburn LSU. That's the game that I'll be intrigued to see. This will go a long way in the college football playoff. We're going to challenge Alabama and Georgia. So this is a huge game in the SEC. I'm guessing it's probably on 3:30 on CBS. CBS always had the biggest SEC game, and I'm thinking that's the game. That's the biggest game of the week in the SEC. So I'm thinking that's the channel that's on. So check those 2 college games out. And of course, the fight night, Canelo Triple G Part 2. I'm going to see my nieces this weekend, so maybe I might luck out and see the fight. But I didn't see the first fight. But basically it was controversy around it with the draw and everything. So, and now these guys been trading verbal blows, and now it's more of a anger. So a lot of people think this will be a slugfest, but honestly, I guess I'm not. That's why I wish my man Mel, if he's watching, shout out to him. I'm in his fantasy football league. This guy, he knows boxers in and out. I invited him to come, talk on the phone with me. I interview him, while I do the blog, but he wasn't down for it, and I'm not gonna force him, of course. But I would definitely want to talk to him about what he thinks about tonight's fight. Can't give you no expert opinion, but my gut feeling saying that, and everybody, all the experts saying Triple G, but I think I'm starting leaning towards Canelo because I've heard other aspects say, well, Canelo, Triple G is older. He's like 10 years older than Canelo, I think, almost. and he never really been in a fight like this before, as far as, and then Canelo's motivated, so I'm gonna say, you know what, I'm gonna put my money where my mouth is. I'll take Canelo upsets. Well, it'd be sort of an upset. I think he wins tonight. Probably like TKO or something. I say late in the fight, say about 9th round or something like that. That's my prediction. I just think Canelo would get it done. Other than that, nothing else more the world of sports. Like I said, it's real quiet. Just football right now. That's probably the main focus in sports. Baseball, of course. Grinding down to the end. But as far as my channel, well, I have to apologize. Like I said, I haven't been doing a lot of videos like I should. Like I said, I work during the day. So it's hard to do a video then. And I like to edit my videos as soon as possible. So that's part of the reason why I don't do a video. Because I could do a video and then don't edit it and just edit it later. But I like to, now that I can, I like to edit my videos. So, but that's not an excuse. I'd be tired. I'd be trying to do something at night when I have some free time. But that's difficult. So, but I apologize for it. But I got a lot of content coming. Spider-Man, of course, you've seen. I did 2 videos of that. I gotta finish the God of War. I'm stuck with my Mega Man X videos, and I apologize for that. It's just, honestly, it's just, Mega Man is one of the hardest games of all time. Like, difficulty-wise, it's a tough game to play. It's just tough. So I'm stuck on a level, and then, like I said, me not been playing, so that mixed in there. That's why we haven't seen any videos of that. But I'm real excited about the Spider-Man game. I love it, so I'm gonna try to do that as soon as possible. But I'm not gonna be home, so you might not see any videos till Sunday, and then football Sunday. So I like to watch football. So I'm just saying, probably not till Sunday. Probably won't see any more video game videos. But yeah, check out all my projects. I got a lot. That's another thing. I'm doing too much at one time too. So all that mixed in that's why I haven't been doing a lot of videos lately. But thanks still for supporting. I got a new subscriber this week. I met her on Instagram. I'm not sure if she fake or not. It might not really be a she, but anyway, she trying to promote her channel, so it's like we did a trade-off. And she been watching, well, at least giving me a thumbs up and stuff, so I appreciate that. Of course, 1K Yellow Diamond, been shouting out her a lot. If you notice in my videos, I've been putting her link up on there because she's real supportive. On Instagram too, and on here, on Facebook. So, and speaking of Facebook, it's one thing else I wanted to talk about. I did put a post up, I say about 2 days ago, just expressing, how I feel and about things, basically about, most of it is about, just how, the world and how our youth, I'm just afraid for our youth. Like I said, it's time to break a cycle. My older sister, rest in peace, Tyra, she used to say that all the time. It always resonated with me. We gotta break the cycle. People complain about a lot of stuff, but you have to change yourself. And and then I guess I pretty much looked in the mirror. I could have went deeper into everything, but I just basically looked in the mirror because I really frustrated myself. Like, I need to be a better person. I want to be a better person for not just youth, just anyone that looks up to me. Like I said, I struggle with depression, and it's something that, like I said, I want to help other people with. And my man, Fat Man, I gotta pretty much mention him more because he's one of my closest friends. Without him, I don't know where I would be right now as far as mentally wise. But he gave me an idea, like, to do another channel just to talk about that, and I'm thinking about doing that. And if I really do it, if I get something set up, I would definitely let you guys know. I'm thinking about doing something like once a week, just come over here, express, basically have a journal, how I feel. Maybe it might help someone else. But it's a real serious thing. I struggle with it every day, and I know there's people out here that feel like I said, feel like you don't have a voice. That's how I feel. Like, I tear myself down all the time. I feel like I can't express myself. I can't, my self-esteem ain't great. I mean, I can go on and on and on, about it. And I have in the past. Like, if you've been watching me, I have talked about it a lot in the past, a few of my videos. So, but I'm thinking about just doing a separate channel, just focus on that mental health, depression, self-esteem, anything. Just a channel to breathe positivity out here, or make you feel like you're not alone, or if you need to ask me questions or talk to me, I'm willing to open myself up to do that. And it helps me too. It's a two-way street. Like I work with people with mental health and that dealt with depression and stuff. And sometimes we just wind up just talking, and they tell me how they feel, what they dealt with, and we bounce back and forth. That's why I kind of get like the group, I guess that's what we call it. Like to just compare yourself to somebody else's situation, and you might can pull something from theirs, and they might can pull something from yours. So that's something I've really been seriously thinking about this last week. So, but if I definitely do something, I'll definitely announce it. And that's something I really want to do. So it's going to happen. I just don't know when. I guess part of me feel like I'm not ready yet, because I think I need to be a little bit stronger to be a better example, I guess. But it's something that I'm definitely considering. And like I said, I got some reactions, most of it positive for what I said. Because some people can take it the wrong way, but it's the truth. It's this world is not great. So, and everybody always want to point to race and all these other excuses of why this, why that. Some people suppress a lot of things, which I used to be. I was one of those. I suppressed everything. My anger, which I still suppress that, which is not good. Everything I feel, I suppressed it mostly because I felt like I couldn't talk to nobody about it. Or you get the cliches. You don't get the what's the word I'm looking for? You don't get the genuineness from it. People would just say, oh, well, you lucky, or this, when you hear that, that's not, well, me in my opinion, it's not that genuine. It's just basically leave me, I don't want to talk to you about this, or talk to somebody else. You know what I'm saying? So, and it makes you don't want to talk, and you hold it all in, and it destroys you on the inside. At least that's what it did for me. But I just wanted to throw that out there. I probably wasted a lot of time. I didn't mean to talk that long, but it's something I'm really considering. So if I do, you'll definitely be the first to know. But that'll do it this week. Episode 56 in the books. Enjoy your football tomorrow. Enjoy your college football. Anybody that's lucky enough to watch the fight tonight, enjoy the fight. Enjoy your weekend. We got lucky. Shout out to the people down in the Carolinas. They got hit real bad. I watched the news this morning. A lot of people lost their lives. They don't have no power down there. So definitely keep those people in your thoughts. And just hope y'all are okay and safe. But we got lucky. I'm in Maryland. We're not that far from the Carolinas. We're not even going to realize it's going to be a good day today. So I thought we was going to at least get some rain from it. But we ducked out everything. So no wind or nothing. So we're very lucky up here. And just keep them people in your thoughts down there. I'm Troy West said, thank you always for watching. I love everybody. Peace and love always. Stay positive. And I'll talk to you guys Monday morning. I'll be live. Talk about what happened in week 2 in the NFL. So enjoy your weekend. And I'll talk to you next time. Thank you so much. Thanks for all the support.